Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest, nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? Let's go.
And good morning, Man Hour Nation. Michael Bukasha here with the Man Hour. Be sure to visit manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. Good things happening, good things dropping over there at manhourradio.com. Also dropping in the next couple days is NFLtoday.co. That's right, NFLtoday.co. You have your stats, you have your wins, you have your losses, you have your forms, you have everything you want to talk your NFL shit over there. NFLtoday.co. And guys, this might be the last week of Man Hour. Might be the last week of Man Hour. We are entering a transitional phase here in the beautiful realm of Man Hour NFL talk, and it might be time for a rebrand at all. Might be a rebrand, but it is what it is. With that being said, guys, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We are going to talk about the 49ers losing the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. There is a lot of things happening, but Way or No Way Monday is here. Ken Law goes down. Kyle Shanahan gets out. Coach Mahomes is the MVP. All that, and much, much more coming up here on the Man Hour today. But first, we got to get into.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
As we dive deep into today, we are going to see a lot of memes, a lot of upset high school coaches, right? Upset about the Travis Kelce thing that happened with Andy Reid. If you guys do not know what I'm talking about, Andy Reid and Travis Kelce ultimately had a bumping of chest on the sideline. Travis Kelce did maybe go a little bit too hard, per se. Almost knocked him on his ass, but I am on the opposite side of a lot of you people. I am on the opposite side of people saying, you know what? Travis Kelce showed so much disrespect. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done that. Well, let's flash back to Christmas Day. Christmas Day, Travis Kelce throws his helmet, right? And Andy Reid comes up and chest bumps him. Like, hey, calm your roll. That's their love language. Just because my love language to my wife is different from your love language to your wife doesn't mean we're different. Or I should say, it doesn't mean that somebody's wrong. It's the fact that their love language is, hey, get in my face and say what's up, right? That's exactly what was going down. That was exactly what was going on, and that's exactly what Andy Reid and the Chiefs really needed, was somebody to like wake them up. And ultimately, that is what happened. That is what ultimately happened. And bada bing, bada boom. Guess what? The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Now, it was a very, very sloppy Super Bowl. Couple turnovers, a red zone turnover, an interception by Patrick Mahomes, first time in like 8 games, was it? 7 postseason games that he threw an interception. But my man did what he had to do. He had to do what he had to do. And it is what it is. So Hoffy, exit, then come back in. But it is what it is. So guys, let's go ahead and jump into today's show. It is a little bit of way. It's a little bit of no way. If you guys had the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, let me know. Give me a Chiefs Kingdom in the chat. Give me a faithful to the Bay. whatever you guys were. Like it is what it is. But with that being said, guys, let's get into the first segment of today's show. Well, nobody wants to rep their team. Nobody wants to rep their team. It's okay to be bad. It's okay to be bad. Jim says it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible the Chiefs won. It's so horrible. Oh, it's horrible. Dynasty, baby. Dynasty. Let's represent that dynasty 100%. But let's see if the old Hofstetter is back in here. Let's try to get him added back in. Can you give me a Hoffy? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. Give me a thumbs up, Hoffy. No thumbs up. Okay, he can hear me. So let me get the link, post it back in there. Nest to C, a little bit of Hoffy, a little bit of properties, a little bit of C, a little bit of Control V. Bada bing, bada boom. Drum roll, please. And there he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. The peanut butter to my ladies.
Can you hear me now?
The man that wants to sound robotic. What's up, Hoffy? Good morning, man. How are you today?
Do I still sound robotic?
No, you sound good.
All right. What's up, Michael Buckheister? Fresh off of your third Chiefs Super Bowl win. Feeling good. What's up, man? Our nation. We can all grieve together in our sadness.
What are we grieving? Casey Moore says back to back. There's no grieving here, baby.
Chiefs win.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Come on, man. Listen, you were rooting for the Chiefs, were you not?
No, I'm a 49ers fan, but I'm not picking against Pat Mahomes. I picked the Chiefs to win. We all knew the Chiefs were going to win, but
did we?
I was rooting for the Niners. I was rooting for my boys from the Bay.
So, did you hear my sorry, go ahead.
My main guy, once again, should have known it was too good to be true. Can't get it done when it really counts.
Jesus. Let's jump into this comment here. Did you hear the opening rant at all, Coffee?
Nope.
Okay. Well, basically, I said Travis Kelce was okay with bumping Andy Reid. He was okay getting in his face, right? Because it's their love language. Jim Powell wants to come out and say Kelce is a menace. Where will he be playing next year? He'll be playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're already working on the three-peat, baby. You saw the post game conversation. They're already gearing up for year 3, baby. 3 in a row. Hoffy, you as a coach, I see your coach Hoffy arm sleeve there. If you've known a player for 11, 12, 13 years, and you guys had a love-hate relationship, and he come up and bump you after you bumped him on Christmas Day. Let's not forget about that. You did the same thing to him about two months ago, and he comes up and does that to you. How are you reacting? Are you saying get out of town?
No, I mean, yeah, you can look at it and see, like, most people probably look at that and go, whoa, there's something going on there. But like you said, I mean, it's not the first time it's happened between them. Kelce's a very passionate guy. He did almost knock him on his ass, but I don't think he meant any extreme ill will towards him. I think that was just his way of getting himself fired up, getting Andy Reid fired up, and letting Andy Reid know, hey, we're here. I'm here. I don't want to be taken out of this game. I can make a difference. I can make that block that's needed. I can make the catch. So that's just Travis Kelce showing that he's fully invested, which, Travis Kelce is a dog. So you got to leave him in. I do think that, there was no need to take him out. Probably no need to do the love bump as hard as he did. But, like you said, it definitely gave the Chiefs the kick in the ass that they needed.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a very, very sloppy game. And Jim also comes up and says he's a coach. He can bump who he wants, when he wants, how he wants. Listen, as a coach, and so my Facebook has blown up because I'm friends with a lot of high school coaches here around the Indiana area, and they're all kind of like the same thing. Oh, players got to show respect, yada yada yada. This is BS. This is bad example. And these are the same coaches that jump in players' faces. Little 13, 14-year-old kids, they're jumping down their throat for dropping a pass. So don't be calling the pot kettle black or whatever how that saying goes, right? You need to know your role, Mr. High School football coach. Are you treating your players the same way just like that? Because 90% of you that are on my timeline feed are doing the same exact damn thing. I love Travis Kelce's passion. I love when Zay Flowers gets upset and punches the bench. I love players that show emotion, that show that they're legitimately upset. So for all you wannabe people, he's the coach, he can bump whoever he wants. Travis Kelce is a menace. He's this, he's that. This is the stupidest thing ever. Slow your damn roll. Slow your damn roll. Look at yourself in the mirror, and would you have done the same thing if you were in that position, Hoffy?
I mean, we also got to look at it. You know, there's a difference between coaching high school kids and coaching, grown men. These grown men are together every single day from basically the time they wake up to the time that, it's time to go home for dinner. They're a family. They've been together, for years now. I don't know how many years that Andy Reid has been the coach of the Chiefs, but I believe that he's basically been with Kelce his entire career. So, I mean, they know each other. They know the goods, the bads, the uglies. They've been through it all together. So I also think it's a little bit different coaching high school kids versus coaching, grown-ass men.
Yeah, and just to add to some perspective to that, Hoffy, Andy Reid did draft Travis Kelce. So there's actually a great story about that because Andy Reid drafted Jason Kelce, his brother, in Philly.
So.
And then he called Jason and like, hey, what Travis am I going to get? The Travis that is here to ball or the Travis that is out ready to like party and like smoke weed? So it is what it is. He also said, Jim Powell said, Snead's got to go too. Because I believe Jim posted this on our game thread right as Snead got that personal foul. I believe it was Brandon Ayuk was pulling his back plate a little bit, and Snead kind of swung at him, said, "Get off me, boy." Hoffy, do you see anything wrong with Snead? Did you see that play?
Yeah, I saw that play. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. I mean, juices are flowing. That kind of stuff is going to happen. But no, I don't think that I would call Snead a problem for the Chiefs. I mean, he is their number one, cornerback. So I mean, if you're going to move on from him, who are you going to replace him with? I mean, I'm okay if you want to move on from him for whatever reason. I don't think that one play is why you move on from him. But if you have another guy that you think can be a lockdown corner and replace him, but no, I think you got to do whatever you can to bring everybody on this team back next year. I mean, we've said it all year through the ups, the downs. Myself and you both thought that the Chiefs would be here. So no, I think that they run it back if they can, keep all those pieces.
Right. So Casey Morgan, welcome to the chat here, man. He says, let's go ahead and jump all over here. He says that Kelce is staying. Of course, Travis Kelce is staying. There's no question about that. Snead and Chris Jones are about to get paid off this season. Hoffy, we all know that Chris Jones is signed a 1-year deal, right? He sat out the first 3 games of the season. He's obviously looking to get paid. I think Snead has a year, maybe 2 left on his contract, but he was a top defender this year in the NFL. He did not allow a touchdown pass till the postseason, versus the Ravens, and of course he allowed one to Zay Flowers and then one in the Super Bowl as well. But with that being said, if you had to pick one person to stay, is it L'Jarius Snead or is it Chris Jones? Which one would you rather have if you are the Kansas City Chiefs right now?
I think you have to go with yesterday's MVP from the Super Bowl. I know he didn't get the award, but I think Chris Jones absolutely should have gotten the MVP of the Super Bowl yesterday. Tony Romo talked about it, but I saw it as well. I'm sure you saw it. And he did this as well in the AFC Championship game. There was 2 plays yesterday that would have absolutely been touchdown passes if he's not in the backfield disrupting the timing of Brock Purdy on those 2 potential touchdown passes. Same thing happened against, I believe, actually I think it was against Allen in the Bills, and then I think he was pretty disruptive against the Ravens as well. But I think that you have to keep Chris Jones. I think he is absolutely the defensive MVP of that defense, and I think he should have gotten the nod for yesterday's MVP after the Super Bowl. I thought it was a pretty sloppy game. Patrick Mahomes had some mistakes. 19 points at the end of the game there. Those 19 points are not enough to win the game if Chris Jones doesn't have the game he has.
Right. You're 100% correct on that. But guys, let me break it down to you like this. You can have average defenders like cornerbacks and safeties. I'm not saying Snead is average or like anything or any NFL player in that matter is average, but you can have an average secondary with an elite front 7. If you have an elite Chris Jones and a below average cornerback, that cornerback is going to look like an elite cornerback because of the simple fact that Brock Purdy doesn't have time to pass the ball, because the simple fact that Josh Allen doesn't have time to pass the ball. So you don't have to defend for 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. You have to defend 2.5, 3.5 seconds, and bada bing, bada boom, you are looking like a top fly all-pro that you are because of Chris Jones. So to answer that question, Hoffy, you nailed it right on the head. The answer is Chris Jones. You have to give Chris Jones some money, keep him around. Yes, he was dog-tired, took a couple plays off in the Super Bowl, but hell, they ran like 70-some-odd plays to Kansas City Chiefs, like 30. It was stupid. Like, the time of possession was absolutely ridiculous. Excuse me. Jim Powell says Taylor is in danger. Amber Alert, Taylor Swift is in danger. What if she makes him a hot pocket and it's cold in the middle? Could be bad for her. Could be bad for her. Jesus. And then he also says, y'all are making excuses for a domestic situations. Swifties unite. Take down Travis Kelce. Hoffy, your boy. And then he also says Kelce will have no choice. His parole officer won't let him leave Vegas, so he may as well play for the Raiders. Work release program, 100%.
Speaking of work release program, I got a work release program. I'll be back in 10.
All right, good luck. Let's go ahead and jump back into the chat here. Jim Powell says Chris Jones is a bad mofo. He deserves a bag. Listen, playoff Chris Jones is a bad mofo. I do love me some playoff Chris Jones. Wayne G's in the chat. What's up, Wayne G? He said, I'd creep Chris Jones. Having a disruptor at defensive tackle is near impossible to find in the draft. Corner is easier. Also, Chris Jones was playing a lot of defensive end this Super Bowl as well. So he's shown that he is versatile across that defensive line. Wayne G obviously knows the draft up and down. He did a 7-round mock draft, which was posted on manhourradio.com, guys. So be sure to check that out. I think that like 2,000 reads now. That man's killing the blogs. We got John People in the chat. What's up, John? Good morning to you, man. Good morning to you, John. Good morning, John. Casey Morgan says, one of the stories I was reading is Mahomes is restructuring his contract to make room for cap this off season. It would not surprise me 100%. Just because the way Patrick Mahomes' contract is structured is it's like worded. It was meant to be restructured. He has a lot of back end money on that, so there is cap room to play with. You can convert that into signing bonus and all that other stuff. So there's definitely room to make it happen. There was room to make it happen with Tyreek Hill. He was proven to be not a hot commodity for the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that said, John said, I had more fun passing kidney stones in the game. Sheesh, John. Sheesh. Come on, man. The Super Bowl may have arguably been one of the best Super Bowls that we have seen in a very, very long time. This is only the second Super Bowl ever to go into overtime. Of course, Kansas City Chiefs did win 25-22. But I got to ask you guys this question. The new overtime rules have kind of had me confused, to be honest, because it was like 16 seconds left in overtime, and the Kansas City Chiefs are not calling a timeout. They're just letting the play run down. So a guy didn't understand that you had that it wasn't like a time limit, right? You basically get your full possession, whether it takes 20 minutes, whether it takes 30 minutes, whether it takes 5 minutes, you get your full possession. So I got to ask you guys this question. Do you like the new overtime rules? Do you like that a team has a chance to, quote, rebuttal, right? So if the 49ers were to score a touchdown there, the game isn't over. The Chiefs had a chance to, answer that touchdown. And it basically is a brand new game, like the referee said. Once the overtime started, it is a brand new game. It's a brand new 0-0 score. We're starting the whole thing over. So basically that was Super Bowl 59. So let's just be honest about that. But what do you guys think about the Super Bowl here? Did you like the new overtime rules? Did you enjoy it, right? John is saying right off the bat, the 49ers choked. This is kind of going to segue into my first way or no way of the day here. And the first way or no way is Kyle Shanahan kind of seemed to coach a really good game. For the first three and a half quarters, 4 quarters even, you can say that he did not venture off his game plan like the last time they played the Kansas City Chiefs. He kind of basically stuck true to his guns. He kind of stuck true to like what he was trying to do. So guys, let me ask you this question. Way or no way, let me get that off the screen there. Way or no way, did Kyle Shanahan cost the San Francisco 49ers the Super Bowl? Guys, the one thing about Kyle Shanahan is he has had the knack of not being able to coach in big games. He has had the knack of saying, let me change everything that I've been doing for the first quarter and a half, and bada bing, bada boom, maybe we can win the game still. It was just Kansas City Chiefs up 20-10, right? Running the ball down the throat, game managing the cut, keeping Patrick Mahomes and high-flying Kansas City Chiefs offense off of the field. And then all of a sudden, the Chiefs score 1 touchdown, and Kyle Shanahan's like, oh no, we have to throw the ball all over the field, and they ultimately end up shitting the bed. You can take it back to the Atlanta Falcons up 28-3, right? Bill Belichick and Tom Brady come back and whoop that ass. So I'm going to have to go with no way. I do not think Kyle Shanahan tried to outcoach himself. He did not coach out of the limits of his team. He did not try to expand the horizons of his team by whatsoever. I think Kyle Shanahan coached a very, very good game. I think Kyle Shanahan may have coached one of his best games that I've recently seen. So I'm going to go with no way. Kyle Shanahan definitely did not cost the 49ers the game. The 49ers did not choke, as John say. I think the 49ers ultimately just got simply outplayed. They ran into a buzzsaw called Patrick Mahomes. They ran into a buzzsaw called the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are a really, really good team, guys. Like, stop trying to take that away from them. They're a very, very good team. Stop it. Stop it. Jim wants to say Tom Brady, the GOAT, sets the standard. If Mahomes restructured to keep his core, that is incredibly smart. Brady got 6 with that exact philosophy. 100% correct. Casey Morgan says 49ers didn't lose or chokes. The Chiefs did what they do best. And they win when it mattered. Listen, it was the fourth quarter. I believe it was a 4th and 1 call. Yeah, it was a 4th and 1 call. Patrick Mahomes legitimately put the game on his shoulders. He faked the ball to Isaiah, ran a little bubble screen to Kelsey. He's like, nope, Let me take this and scamper for about 6 yards. That was the beginning of the end for the 49ers. When Patrick Mahomes said, you know what? I've been playing with you guys long enough. We've been toying around long enough. It is time for me to win this game. And that's exactly what happened. No, it should be the old way. John does not like the overtime rules. John said, no, it should be the old way. First team that score that wins. Why? Because it benefited the Chiefs in this particular time? Just because the 49ers went down and scored the field goal, the game should have been over? Come on, man. Come on, man. Excuse me. Caroline's in chat. What is up, Caroline? She says, I do like the new overtime rules. Keep them. I love it. Is there any crow to be eaten after winning that catch? You sold that boy down the road all season long. Are you referring to McCole Hardman? McCole Hardman caught one pass, and then all of a sudden, everything's good to go? All of a sudden, it's gravy train for him? Come on, man. The man had, 2 catches in this Super Bowl? I think it was 2 catches. 2 catches, give or take. Yeah, he had a game-winning catch. But that play was because of Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce basically took the defender with him, I believe it was Ward, and let McCole Hardman run wide open. But I'm not eating any crow for that. That seems dumb. Kyle Shanahan and Wilkes. What about Kyle Shanahan and Wilkes? John says the Chiefs, they had the Chiefs against the ropes and kicked for a tie. Yes. I'm trying to remember the play. I believe it was 19-16, right? The 49ers are driving. John, it was like a 4th and 6 play. 4th and 5 play. The previous play, they ran the... So, John is referring to the regular... and to the regular time of the game. Fourth quarter, about 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left. No, it was less than that, right? The 49ers and the Kyle Shanahan opted to kick a field goal to make it a 19-19 game. They were on the 10, maybe 8-yard line, give or take. It was 3rd and 6. They ran the ball with CMC. He lost like 3 yards on that play, making it a 4th and 5, 4th and 6 type of play, and they ultimately decided to kick the field goal. How is that a bad call, John? How is that a bad call? Let's say that they decide to go for it. They get stopped. Chiefs get the ball up 19-16 with a couple minutes left in the game. I don't remember exactly how much time was left, but let's say a minute left in the game, and they go down and score, and they just bleed the clock out. Then you're saying, oh, he should have kicked the points. He was in a lose-lose situation there, in your eyes, John. You kick the field goal, you go into overtime, you give your team an opportunity to win in overtime, to win the Super Bowl, or you go for it all right there. Like, I think Kyle Shanahan made the correct call. I think Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers made the correct call there to kick it and to go into overtime. I don't know. Buckner should have got the MVP. By the way, Caroline says the Niners ran the ball more than anything. I will say they gave it their all. Yes, the weakness for the Kansas City Chiefs defense was their run defense all season long. The strength for the San Francisco 49ers offense all season long was their running game. You have to give it where credit is due. The Chiefs played a really, really good game. I believe John said it was going to be a defensive battle. Of course, then he also carried on and said it was going to be offensive shootout either way. He said it was going to be a shootout or a defensive battle, but he was right. The Chiefs played a really, really good game. It was a good game across the board. Let's just be honest. It was a good game across the board. Timothy Nicola, what's up, Timothy? He says there was a lot of turnovers. What, the Chiefs had 2? Did the 49ers have 2, or they just had the 1? I think the 49ers just had the 1, but it was costly turnovers, right? San Francisco 49ers, first drive of the game. They are running through the Kansas City Chiefs like sliced butter. I was sitting on my chair. I'm like, oh, my Lord, this is going to be a long, long game. They just kept giving CMC the ball over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. It couldn't be stopped. The only thing that could stop CMC was CMC himself, and that's what happened. Fumbled the ball right about the 30-yard line. Really, really good play. It was Chanel and Pennell, I think it was. Kind of hit them both and stripped the ball out. I thought that was the beginning of the end for the 49ers. I was expecting the wheels to fall off the bus at that particular time, but it didn't. It didn't. They held their own. Isaiah Pacheco had a huge turnover in the red zone. Who caught that big pass? Was it MVS that caught the big pass? I think he caught it. They gave the ball to Isaiah Pacheco the very next play. He fumbled it. Of course, then we saw the sideline antics of Travis Kelce and Andy Reid. But yeah, there were a lot of costly turnovers. Turnovers. Excuse me. Jim Powell says, where on earth was Kittle? The game plan for the Kansas City Chiefs defense was to take Kittle out of the game, and that's exactly what they did. It was going into the fourth quarter, I believe it was. He had 1 target, 0 catches, 0 yards. Very, very well-ran game plan there. Then mid-fourth quarter, was it a 4th down play? 4th and 8. Hit the George Kittle on the out route. Nice first down. Then he popped his shoulder out. But yeah, Kittle was definitely not a factor in this game. He was definitely taken out the entire time. 49ers led the whole game. No, they didn't. Believe it was 10-3 at halftime. And then the Kansas City Chiefs scored 13 unanswered points. Right, Tay? 13 unanswered points. And then it was a field goal battle after that. So the 49ers did not lead the entire game. They led most of the game. But probably half of the third quarter, the Chiefs did leave. What happened to Tony? What's up, Arthur Brown? Long time no see. Kadarius Toney was running his mouth on IG, saying, I'm not hurt. I don't have a hip problem. I don't have a toe problem. The Chiefs are lying. Basically, Toney was a cancer to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's just be honest. Ever since lining up offsides versus the Buffalo Bills Thanksgiving weekend, have you heard from him since? Week 15, week 16, I think what was his last game. He did get a catch versus the Patriots. But the problem with that was there's people coming off of IR. Sky Moore was coming back. Jarrett McKinnon was starting to come back as well. So you had to make room for that roster. And right now, would you rather have Jarrett McKinnon or Kadarius Toney? Give me Jarrett McKinnon. Would you rather have Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney on the field? Give me Sky Moore. Kadarius Toney is kind of just he is a diva without any of the clout, right? He is a wannabe hot girl that has saggy ass boobies. That's what it comes down to. Toney he is getting traded, cut, or whatever. The 49ers should have not taken the ball to start OT. That is a great conversation to have. So with the new overtime rules, each team gets a full possession unless it is a defensive score. So if the Kansas City Chiefs were to take the ball in overtime and Patrick Mahomes throws a pick six, bada bing, bada boom, the game is over, right? because therefore technically both teams get a full possession. With that being said, the Kansas City Chiefs did have the ball at the end of regulation. They did go down and tie the field. They did go down and tie the game with the game-winning or with the game-tying field goal, right? So the 49ers defense was just on the field for 4, 5, 6 minutes, game time, right? It's kind of a double-edged sword. Do you want to put a tired defense back out there to know what you have to match? Like, hey, we held the Kansas City Chiefs at 3 points. We know we have to at least get a field goal. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I would be intrigued to see this playoff overtime translate into the regular season, so we know what happens, to see how some strategies, right? Because here on the high school level, I want to be on defense first because we have a shootout, right? You get a possession, I get a possession, whatever match, right? I don't know. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think they made the correct call that the defense was obviously tired. The Kansas City Chiefs defense was sucking wind majorly. And then the 49ers had the ball for 9 minutes driving down the field. Good Lord, that was a long, long drive. Arthur Brown says, congratulations on your win. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Back to back. Chiefs won the old rules anyways. True. The overtime rules, the old, quote, old overtime rules, as if a team kicks a field goal, the other team has a chance to rebuttal that unless they score a touchdown. But I believe John was referring to the old rules. Casey was when the first team scores wins. But, man, you guys are killing the chat today. Absolutely love it. Thank you guys for doing it as always. And there's a lot of double. Maybe that's why. Kyle Reed's in the chat. What's up, Kyle Reed? Says back-to-back champions, baby. How about those Chiefs? Yeah. Man, the Chiefs were. It was a good game. It was a really, really good game. I just cannot get over of actually how good the game was. Welcome back to the show, Hoffy. Do you think this was the best Super Bowl in recent memory?
No, I thought it was a pretty boring, sloppy game, to be honest. I mean, the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, as well as the overtime, were pretty good and definitely made up for the first 3 quarters. But I thought it was a pretty sloppy played game. I mean, I guess you being a defensive guy, that's kind of it's your bread and butter. Spagnuolo, was given the 49ers problems. Mahomes and the offense were definitely struggling. They kind of figured it out there. I think that you talked about Greenlaw. I think him going down, they came out after that and still went 3 and out there. Or the defense, made Mahomes go 3 and out there, got him off the field. But after that, you started seeing them go into like the 5-man coverage, almost like playing prevent defense kind of thing, as well as at the beginning of the game, they were allowing that defensive line to get after Mahomes. And they were, if he started to kind of get out of the pocket, they pushed him back into that pocket. But after Greenlaw went out, they started to blitz. And you would see it. Bosa constantly would get up beyond Patrick Mahomes, which would allow him to slide out. I thought the defense really got away from what they were doing, where they were having a lot of success against Patrick Mahomes. And then I thought that I saw someone saying that McCaffrey was running the ball. I thought they should have ran the ball more. I thought I think it was like the second quarter where they they must have borrowed the offensive line from the Kansas City Chiefs. The false starts, the penalties, getting way behind the chains.
They had 2.
I thought they should have ran the ball more, and set themselves up for, 3rd and shorts. They had themselves in quite a bit of, 3rd and longs, which allows Spagnuolo and that defense to kind of pin their ears back and, Jones to stay on the field and disrupt that middle and really get pressure on Brock Purdy. But all in all, it was a good game, I thought.
Yeah. So John wants to know our opinion of Kelsey's push on the coach. I'm totally okay with it. It is their love language per se. Hoffy, I don't think I ever asked your opinion on it. Like, are you okay with that?
Okay with what?
With the Kelsey's Andy Reid push thing?
I mean, yeah, it's. I think there would be an issue if it was a high school kind of thing. I think, like I said earlier, I mean, it's a grown man's game. They're with each other from the time, they're all in the building at 6 a.m. They're all leaving together at 5 p.m.
Right.
As you said, he drafted Kelsey. I mean, it's like a father-son relationship. Father-sons, they're going to butt heads. In fact, I coach baseball, and our one of our catchers, his dad, helps us out during our winter workouts, and he thought that his dad had the pitching machine. We were doing the blocking drills, and he had the thing up to like 90 miles an hour, and the ball just wasn't. It was skipping and hopping and drop. We were doing blocking drills kind of thing. It just was not working properly, and he took one off the arm, and he basically kind of got in dad's face, and kind of thing. But it's all passion. I don't think there was really a big issue. I think it was kind of overblown.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And you guys are correcting me in the chat here. I'm way behind on chat. 2 for 2 in turnovers. I forgot about the muff punt. That was a huge momentum shift in the game. I can't believe I forgot about that. I got to know who it hit, but it was number 28 for the 49ers. Ray McLeod tried to scoop it up after it did hit the player. Ultimately, the Kansas City Chiefs did. I think they scored their first touchdown on the very next play. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys corrected me on that. I can't believe I forgot about the muff punt. And Arthur Browns, did Kansas City get rid of him? I believe he's referring to Kadarius Toney. No, he was just not on the active roster. So he's technically on the practice squad as of right now. He still is under contract for another year, if I'm not mistaken. Timothy also says CMC hardly fumbled all season long. Yeah, Hoffy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they said they only had 3 lost fumbles all season long. So he's definitely been high and tight, riding it all day long.
Yeah, and I thought that was a pretty weak fumble there to start the game. I mean, that's not a spot where I think, obviously you can never fumble it, but it wasn't like it was a great play where the guy just, punched it out per se. He did not have, the 4 point of contacts at that point, really.
Yeah, well, and really, he actually did. He had it high and tight. Just Chanel just came in and punched it really good and ripped it out. I mean, exactly the way you're taught, to be honest. John says that one put Kansas City in the position with the mutt punt in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about the mutt punt, guys. I'm totally apologize for that. Caroline says, I'm not going to lie, going into overtime, I was nervous about the Chiefs' defense because I knew they were getting tired, but they did do a great job. Hoffy, do you have the time of possession pulled up at all? I feel like the 49ers offense was on the field at least 75% of the time.
I think
dominated.
The Kansas City Chiefs got the ball back with like 6 minutes. So that, they had the ball for like 9 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
I think the 49ers did.
Well, no, like Crowder's talking about the whole game in general. The 49ers,
okay.
Yeah, the 49ers offense seemed like they ran probably double the plays that old Kansas City Chiefs did. They saying Belichick would have benched him, as in Travis Kelce. What would Dan Campbell do? Dan Campbell would not be in that situation because he would be still wheeling and dealing at the casinos. That's why the Lions did not make it to the Super Bowl, because they knew that was going to happen. Casey Morgan says the muff punt changed the momentum of the game, at least how I felt. I agree. I think that muff punt was probably the big break that the Kansas City Chiefs needed, right? They needed something to go their way, per se.
Time of possession was 38-31. So 38 minutes, 31 seconds versus 36 minutes and 26 seconds.
Really? It's maybe, well, because the Kansas City Chiefs did have the ball a lot more in the second half. The first half, it seemed like the 49ers offense were on the field a lot. But, okay.
Yeah.
Only 2 minutes, but 2 minutes is 2 minutes. But we've been talking a lot about the 49ers. Hoffy, we've been talking about Ken Law's injuries, like a little bit of this, like a little bit of that. But during the post-game Super Bowl interview, there was a lot of questions that were asked. The reporter asked Patrick Mahomes, is this now a dynasty? He said, yes. Still in the early stages. We're going to win some more, but yes. Travis Kelce on the podium. He says, yeah, 2 is great, but we are already looking for three in a row. Let me ask you this, Hoffy. Way or no way, is a postseason Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback ever?
Now the argument would be Mahomes and Montana, and then you have Tom Brady at the top still.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, we're going to see a lot more Patrick Mahomes. We see a very, very smart young man. He is only 28 years old, right? He is locked in the Kansas City Chiefs for another 10 years, 8 years, whatever he is. Signed a huge deal, but he is smart enough that he knows he needs help. We all know that defense was carrying the Kansas City Chiefs all season long. We also know the simple fact that defense is very, very young, so they're going to get their money, they're going to get their bag very, very, very soon. If the right people are in Patrick Mahomes' corner, I'm not talking about his brother. Shout out to Brittany for shooing Jackson away at the Super Bowl party saying, get out of here. We don't want that crap. Kudos to Patrick Mahomes for shunning his dad, saying, you know what, you can get out of here too, Mr. DUI boy. Patrick Mahomes seems to have a great head on his shoulders, Hoffy. Patrick Mahomes seems to be going in the right direction. Andy Reid is, 67 years old, I think it is. In the pregame interview, he said he doesn't have any signs of slowing down, right? He still loves the game. He's in good health, despite what his legs say. Did you see his legs? They're all black. Very, very, very poor circulation happening down there into those toes. But
it'd be like Deion Sanders freaking driving around the field on a golf cart,
right?
Or one of those little scooters.
But Hoffy, 15-3 in the postseason. He's gone to the AFC Championship game every year. He has been the starter. He would have probably 4 Super Bowls if Dee Ford wouldn't lined up offsides. And yes, he is the best right now. Patrick Mahomes right now is the best quarterback of all time in just the postseason. Postseason
Tom Brady started 9-0 though.
I don't care.
So did Mahomes. No, he didn't. He's got 2 losses against the greatest of all time.
I didn't say
in the
that.
playoffs.
I said I don't
One
care.
in the AFC Championship game. You can call that a fluke because of your boy Dee Ford, but he got his ass handed to him. Got spanked up and down. Bad boy in the Super Bowl versus those Buccaneers. I mean, that wasn't even. I don't even think he showed up for that game.
Yeah, that was it was a home game for the Bucs, so the refs wanted to send.
Oh Jesus!
So the refs wanted to send the Tom Brady on a highlight, right? No, I'm not going to be that guy. But if you want to go that route, I've seen people. Oh, Patrick Mahomes can never be the GOAT because Tom Brady beat him twice. Who also beat Tom Brady twice? I'm just, I'd hate to pick off those scabs
I mean,
early.
if they finish with the same amount of championships, I think you still got to give the nod to Tom Brady. But if he gets to 8, there's no argument.
Yeah. Well,
At 7, I think you still have an argument. You could say, hey, you know, they're quarterbacks. You know, they're playing against defenses. You know, so at 7 you can still have the argument. But I, as a Patriots fan and a 49ers fan, where Tom Brady kind of born and raised, cut the teeth, learn the game of football. I'm gonna some bias there, I guess you could say, just as I'm sure you're gonna have some bias being a Chiefs fan. But I also think it's kind of stupid to compare. Yes, they played a couple seasons against each other, but the game in which Montana played in versus the game in which Tom Brady played in versus the game in which Mahomes is playing, the game is constantly evolving. Skill sets are evolving. So I think it's, kind of a dumb argument to say. I think you just kind of got to look at generations and say, of his generation, Mahomes is the GOAT. Of Brady's generation, he's the GOAT. Of Montana's, he's the GOAT. I mean,
first of all, pause. I understand you want to be like Wayne G and be like, there's generational goats.
I don't want to be like Wayne G.
There's generational goats, whatever. The point of the matter is Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. Therefore, Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Did Eli Manning ever make it to 8 straight,
He played for the Giants.
NFC Championship games.
He played for the Giants. Winning in East Rutherford, New Jersey is very, very hard. The Statue of Liberty faces the other way for a reason.
How many consecutive conference championships, division titles did he have? Tom Brady had 11 consecutive. 13 AFC championship games.
He played against the Jets, the Buffalo Bills, and the Dolphins. Congratulations. You can win 4 games a season and win the conference championship or the division championship.
And the Giants were playing against a shitty-ass Eagles team who had gotten rid of Andy Reid because the guy couldn't coach unless he had a generational talent. The Cowboys have not been relevant since, like, the 90s.
Where's the mute
button? And the Washington Redskins. The division, Tom Brady would have put up the same exact stats in that NFC East that he did in the AFC East.
Whatever.
I'm right.
Caroline says, hell yes, it is. And Kelsey speaks for the freaking awesome the way it is. John says, no freaking way. Jim says, no way. It's Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, Montana, and then Steve Young. Speaking of which, did you see Joe Montana be for the game? Like hyping up the 49ers fans?
Dude, that guy still looks like he could step on the field.
Do people not forget that he played for the Kansas City
400+
Chiefs longer
yards.
than he played for the 49ers?
Like I said, Patriots need to make a call to him. I'm sure he could still play quarterback.
He's probably 60, isn't he? He's probably 60.
I don't give 2 shits.
You're
not allowed to hit a quarterback anymore.
Right. All you got to do is say I can throw it. Yeah. Casey Morgan says a lot of people say Mahomes is the next Brady. When it's all said and done, people were saying so and so is the next Mahomes. Very true. Very, very true. Very well articulated there. Caroline says, and I like Patrick Mahomes, and last night never looked at him as underdogs, but they were underdogs. They were underdogs on the spreads. What is a 2-point favorite for the 49ers, Toffee?
Yeah, the fact that they were the favorites, I don't understand it.
Well, because when we broke it down, the 49ers were better at every aspect on the field. Defensive line, linebackers. I think you gave the secondary to the Kansas City Chiefs. Better offensive line for the 49ers. Better receiver core for the 49ers. Better running back for the 49ers. The only thing that the Kansas City Chiefs had better was Patrick freaking Mahomes, baby.
You just can't bet against that guy.
Yeah, very true. But, guys, that is it for today's show. Tomorrow, we're going to overreact Tuesday. Is Kyle Shanahan officially on the hot seat? We talk about that tomorrow. All that, much more, guys, coming up. Hoffy, send us out, big guy.
Man, our nation, rise up.